everybody, Linda Carroll here from my studio, and I have to tell you the word is out that I am a collage artist and paper hoarder. In the past 2 weeks, I have had people giving me magazines, and I especially love these vintage magazines. My cousin brought down a bundle of vintage magazines, and we both had a great time looking through them, and just looking at the pictures brings back a lot of memories for both of us. But I'm going to go through these magazines today and see if I can find something to use in a collage, something that'll spark some creativity and something new and something magical. This particular magazine's from 1971, December, so there's a lot of Christmassy things in here, although I don't intend to make a collage that has anything to do with Christmas. But let's go through here and see what we can find to make a collage today. Okay, these pages intrigue me. This tray, I can see something coming out of the middle of this tray, cutting out these pieces and putting something that is coming forward. And then this, as gross as it is, I can't believe there was a point in time where it was wonderful to put carpeting on a bathroom floor. I mean, no, that's just not anything that I want to deal with. So maybe we can turn it into something else. Okay, so let's take this one. I'm not sure how they'll tear out of here. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Okay. Let's take this one and this one out of this magazine. I'm not sure there's anything else, but let's look. Nope. I don't think so. I have a few more that she brought with this batch. Let's see if there's anything in this one that we can use. I love the look of these old ads. Let's see, this one is from 1966. They actually would give away a bathroom towel in a box of detergent. So, oh my. Let's see here. Remember cameras that used film? Some of those pictures were really scary. Okay, this one's from June 1974. So maybe we can find something else in here. And these beautiful interiors. Oh my goodness. Maybe this one. Hi everybody, Linda Carroll. I'm back in the studio. I didn't realize when I was going through my vintage magazines that my video had stopped on my phone. So I missed the construction of this entire collage, but I did want to show it to you. You might recognize some of the pieces that I pulled, but not all of them because I used other magazines as I was working. Anyway, if you remember the bathroom that was carpeted, that reminded me of maybe being in a pool. And I found these people lifting this girl up in this inner tube, and it just worked out great. I love that. And if I had stopped at this, the bathroom and putting these people in, it probably would have been fine. But I wanted a different background, and what I saw when I found this big hand here was the hand reaching down and to pluck this inner tube from these people's hands. So I added that, and then I didn't like the way that the shower curtain just cut off here and behind the hand, and I didn't like the way that things just didn't look complete. So I put in a different background, and I thought it was perfect finding a background of people climbing on these mossy rocks. And then what happened? Oh, I found this wall, and it fit just perfectly coming off of her thumb and kind of gives it more of a magical, dreamy effect, I think, with this wall climbing up her hand. And then it does wrap around, and there's a castle up here in this corner. Well, that wasn't enough. I found this man. He was actually in this boat sitting in here, and I needed something in my mind to be behind this wall since this didn't continue from this. So I wanted to connect these two in some way. So I sat him up here, tucked him behind the wall, and he's just relaxing. And then finally, this area right here it was too dominant. I wanted the focal point to be in this area right here with the big hand coming down to pluck her up out of this pool party or whatever it was. And so I found this girl, and I thought she would look great coming up from behind this cabinet or vanity where the sink was. So anyway, it's very playful. It's very whimsical. It's very surreal and very magical. And I love the way it turned out. And I also, so this is the first collage. Well, actually, the only collage I did so far from our harvesting of the vintage magazines. So I'm going to put this to the side. And I had this laying on my desk, and I just adore this illustration. And then this was laying on top of it. And I went, oh, there has to be a way that I can combine these two images. I love it, the way it says the survivor up here, and then he's going to somehow be coming up out of this boat with piled up with water down here in the bottom. So let's play with this and see what we can come up with. I first of all need to cut this out. I already cut out the sky to see what it would look like if I continued this scene with him in the boat. So how is everybody? I took a little bit of time off to rest from company and a lot of things going on around me. So I haven't seen me on YouTube for a while, and I haven't really posted on Instagram either. But I'm back, and it felt so good. I might take a little bit more time off in the near future. But for now, I'm back. Okay, I'm thinking that I want this to tuck in here behind his jacket. Should be right about there. And then behind the briefcase, I think. Or I could move it up a little bit more and have his hand holding on to the side of the boat. That might be more effective. Okay. First, I need to change the blade in my knife. And what I usually do when I change my blade, I wrap it in masking tape. before I throw it away. So nobody would get hurt from that. All right, I have a nice sharp blade. So let's see, let's cut around his arm here. And then around his hands. Okay. He looks like he's holding onto the boat there now. This is part of the road. And his arm is here. So let's cut. I'm thinking I might want to keep this cityscape, but I'm not sure. It would be a really quick collage if I did. Let's see if we can work with this. I need to okay. Okay, I think I need to keep a little bit of the briefcase showing here. So I'm gonna cut along this line. Let's see if this will work. let's see here. I've got this. And this. Okay, I think where this paper ends here, I have a good edge that I can cut along. Well, this may ruin it, but let's see what happens. It's only paper. It's okay. Okay. All right. So he looks like he's coming up out of, or the scene is coming up out of this deserty area, which I like. I don't like the Samsonite up there, but I love the Survivor. So we're going to take the Samsonite off. Okay, and we have the Survivor now. Let's cut this down. Okay, now I was watching the art engineer and he uses these mounting squares. I'm not sure if these are the same that he uses, but I've got to say I really, working with a surreal collages like this where you're tucking things in and under and so on and so forth, I really like the way these work. So thank you for that tip. I've really haven't used these in my work, so this really works for me. Doing this kind. I don't know that I would use these in my my collages that are my maximalist collages or my diva collages, but working on this type of surreal collage, I really like the way I can still, you know, kind of stick things under and weave and so on and so forth. So anyway, that was a great tip. Now I need to trim my rough edge here, and I want to trim as little as possible off. then we'll get the bottom. Now on the bottom I was able to kind of line up on the tape. Oops. Heat when we do that. All right. It's kind of pretty. Kind of liking that. It's kind of picking up my colors from down here in the desert and kind of finishes my thirds in an odd way, but I kind of like that. So let's go ahead and I'm looking at my corner here and I want to match those corners up. So I have that edge there. Okay, this is kind of unfolding as we're moving along. Now, I've been harvesting a lot of magazines. That's what I've basically been working on, and not all of them are vintage. In fact, very few of them were vintage. But I have a whole stack of magazine clippings here. Let's see what else we have. This one I clipped out of the vintage magazine. I love the big fork, and I know that will be used in something. And isn't it funny? This guy kind of looks like this guy. That's weird. Okay. And all right, this is trash now, so I don't have to use that. I like that corner of Jell-O for some reason. And this is the tray that I got out of that magazine. I want to cut this out. I don't know if this will work, but I'm gonna cut out the inside of this tray. Okay, let's try this. I definitely like that he looks like he's coming up out of the boat and up through the platter. I like that a lot. So now I don't know if we can read Survivor really clearly, so I'm gonna something's holding up my, okay, it's right here. All right. And I'm also looking down here at the bottom, trying to get rid of that twinkle down here. If I have to, I can put something else over that. Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, I think you can read Survivor. I love the cityscape. I was trying to get the focus off of this man right here, but it's centered if I put it there. Okay, I think we're good. So let's put that down. All right, I like that, but it feels like it's falling down out of the bottom of the picture. I love the layering. You know, this looks like it tucks down behind this. So you have this back layer, this layer, then you have this layer. This man is kind of coming out of the tray, but also coming out of the boat in this layer. So I really love the layering. So I'm going to see if I can find something else. I kind of cut through there. All right, see if we can find something else that'll work down there at the bottom. Like I said, I've done tons of stuff that I've been harvesting. I love these patterns here. These are great faces that I can use in my diva collages. Okay, here's some more desert. It's actually not desert, it's beach. No, don't think that's gonna work. that great face. I love that. I had all different kinds of magazines that I was cutting out of. I just couldn't keep all the magazines. There was just too much. I found two options. This one I really like because I can cut around these roses and overlap this bottom piece, and the reds match, so I'll have that repetition. So I think that if I use this one, I'm probably going to cut around this area and this area right here. Or I could use this and look at my edges right here at the bottom, so that this bottom of this plate matches perfectly here, and then I would have a repeat of what the design that I have at the bottom. I don't think I can go this way. Well, I could, but I'm going to have seafood in there. I could take the roses and put the roses in there. All right, let's try this one and see how this one looks. Just can't save everything. All right, let's see here what I've got. Okay, I like that. But what I've done, I've repeated this curve and not that curve. Well, I think that's okay. Then I can take this and put it in here. I can take this, put it here. And I can bring the roses up over that. So, or I could just use the roses. We can do it this way. We could do it this way. Or we can do it this way. I think this is too busy. I think I like it this way. So let's cut along these roses here. I really like that, but I cut it when I tore it out of the magazine. It's not quite wide enough. Let me see. I keep going over this way. I could cut it there, or I could cut it here. I'm thinking I like this. And then I want to take, I think, these roses and put them up in here. Okay, here goes. I like the way this is coming up and getting rid of the straight line across this bottom. So, fortunately, I don't think I have any more of those flowers, but I have yellow. So, let's see what happens. Now, as I peek under here, I have flowers. So, I'm going to do is cut along here. Bring that up there. Okay. Okay, where do I have this? I have that stuck in one place, luckily. So I can tuck this down here. Okay, so this piece can go away, and this can go right here. So mainly I want to make sure that I am getting rid of that straight line there. I don't think I like these flowers jumping up there. Just a little too much. Still had a little bit of that twinkle showing there. And I didn't want to happen. Okay. Now, what has everything I've done changed the layout of the collage? Because when you're doing collage like this, you need to go back and forth and back and forth. At least I do. Okay. I'm not sure. I think it might be done. I think. I like it. What if we take this off? I kind of like that better. Actually, I do. All right. Let's carefully move this. You know, I might cut it because these old magazines, the paper is so thin. Okay. And there we go. The survivor. He came up out of the desert and the flowers and everything and survived the city and the desert. Everything else. It's kind of silly. It's definitely surreal. It was fun. You can kind of see, you know, the process of my imagination and where it goes when I'm doing a collage like this. It's not really straightforward. I mean, I tried, you know, a lot of things, and I'm still, you know, going, oh man, do I want to add that down at the bottom now to kind of finish it off? Or no? Do I want to add another layer here? Or no? No, I think not. I think we're good. So, the only thing I need to do is cut a kind of a mat for this. and we're good. I think the, this might be a little bit close to the top, but if I would double mat this and put like a rust color mat, I think, behind it, I think it'll be fine. That's probably what I'll do, but you can see what it would look like, and I'll go back in and make sure all this is glued down. But you can see, what it looks like at this point in time. So what do you think? I love it. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun and can take you to a lot of different places. So okay, well, I'm going to call this magic collage finished, except for some little gluing down of edges and so on. I hope you enjoyed that. I think with all these magazine clippings and everything that I have, I'll probably be doing more of this surreal type of collage and kind of bouncing back and forth. I'm working on a couple different styles here, but they're all kind of telling a story. That's what's the common thread that runs through all the different kinds of collages that I do, is there is a story, a narrative happening in all my collages. So I really like this. So we've got this one, and we have the pool party here. So let me know what you think of working in this style with these vintage magazines, and I'd like to hear your comments. If you would, I would appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll subscribe, and if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified when my next video will be available. So I wish you many blessings. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, if indeed you do celebrate Thanksgiving. And if anything, I want you all to know how grateful that I am that you're here with me. So many blessings to you. Bye for now.